Hi, I'm Sharon Juenemann, and I'm going to show you how to create a study plan. A study plan is a tool you can use to identify your priority tasks and get those tasks accomplished in the time you have available. Remember, a study plan is just that. It's a plan, and plans can change. So the goal of a study plan is not to get everything done exactly as you planned it, but to get your priority tasks done. So let's go ahead and begin. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the Learning Success Center website on the Mount Hood website and open up the study plan document. It's available by clicking on the Study Skills link. And then it's right here where it says Time Management Worksheets. I'm going to do the Word format because I'm going to write this plan directly on the computer, but if you want to do the PDF format and do it with a pen and paper, then you can do that as well. So the first thing you're going to do is write in all of your fixed commitments. These are the things that are not going to change from week to week, like your class schedule, your work schedule if that doesn't change, a weekly study group, the time you get up in the morning, get ready, drive to work, those kinds of things. So I'm going to start by entering my classes, and I have Writing 115 from 9 to 10, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I'm going to go ahead and copy paste that into the schedule. Oops, and I'm going to put it on Friday. Okay, the other thing I'm going to do with my class schedule is I'm going to color code it, and you might want to color code all of your activities. For example, if you have children, some people find it helpful to make everything that has to do with children and family in a particular color. That way you can look at it and by just looking at the color know what it is instead of having to read the schedule. It makes your study plan more of an at-a-glance tool. Alright, so then we're going to go and look at what my fixed commitments look like, just as an example. So you can see I've put in getting ready, getting my kids to school, working on Saturday, putting the kids to bed, all the things that aren't going to change from week to week. Alright, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to put in things that you need to do to live a normal life and be a normal human being. You can't be in school for a couple of years by always putting these things on the back burner, and that includes planning time to take care of yourself. Stress management is really important when you're in school because stress has a really negative impact on your ability to effectively take in information and retain it in your memory. So if you cannot manage your stress to a certain degree, then your learning is going to be negatively impacted. In addition, you want to plan time to get enough sleep. Sleep loss has a big impact on your memory. So if you're not getting enough sleep every night, then you're not going to be able to do as well in school as you might be hoping. So for example, I've planned time in red to spend time with my family, take care of a little bit of housework, do errands and groceries, go to bed at a reasonable hour, and have some relaxation time as well. Again, really important to plan this time because if you don't plan it, it's probably not going to happen and you're going to end up feeling like you're neglecting your family and neglecting yourself, and that's not a good feeling. Alright, so the next thing that you're going to do is make about 10 or 12 copies of this weekly schedule so that you have one blank one for every week of the term. And what you'll find is you have these yellow times, I've made them yellow, available to work with for planning in your study time. After you make the 10 or 12 copies, then every Sunday night, maybe Monday morning, you're going to gather together all of your class syllabi and you're going to look at what assignments you have due that week and plan time to accomplish them. So you can see an example of what I've done here. Let me give you a couple of tips on how to plan your study time. Number one, you want to plan time to review your class notes as soon as possible after the class is finished. That's to help your memory do its job and to be able to study the information while it's still fresh in your brain. So you can see I've done that. On Monday I have math from 10 until 12, and then I've planned my math review from 1 to 1:30. That's just a quick review, but it's as soon as I can get it done after my class is over. I've done the same thing on Tuesday with psychology. You also want to plan your study time during daylight hours as much as possible. Human beings are not nocturnal animals. We're essentially programmed to be asleep when it's dark and awake when it's light outside. So if at all possible, do your studying during the day when you're going to be naturally more alert. If it's not possible for you to do that, then try to get up earlier in the morning and do your studying as opposed to doing it at night when you've been running around all day and are basically just pretty much exhausted. The other thing that you want to do is think about what classes you're taking. A class like math and also foreign languages require daily review and practice. A class like writing may not require daily review and practice, but it's probably going to require more concentrated times to sit down and write, which can be a longer process sometimes. In addition, you want to plan times to use your resources. Go meet with your instructors, meet with tutors, use the resources that we have here available on this campus. And then finally, if at all possible, plan time to meet with other people in your class to do studying. This is a very efficient and effective way to study if you don't waste time in the group, because you can think of possible test questions that you didn't think of from and get those ideas from other classmates. You can check your perspectives and check your perceptions of what's due and what's required in the class, and you can get your studying done out loud. This is a really effective way to retain information, is to get it out of your head, work with it, get it out loud, and pretend like you're teaching the class. Alright, so basically this is how you create a study plan, and one thing you can do is remember to look at it every day. Don't put it away at the beginning of the week after you've made the plan. Look at it every day and check yourself, reprioritize as you need. Make sure you write this stuff all down in pencil so that you can change it when you need to. If you need more resources on making study plans or any other study skills information, go to the Learning Success Center website here and open up the Study Skills link to get all sorts of resources about being a better learner. Thank you and good luck with your studying.